There's no other way around it. It's no longer debatable. Hey everybody. Overall, I really like the action we saw in the market today, and we're going to go over the indexes, so stay to the end. Now, Expedia is the first one on the top 5 tonight. Why? We didn't have the volume, but what we do have is that pattern that's been working is repeating right here over the 50 and then making a higher high. You drill down into this, you can see that we're sitting right on that level, right in here. So what we want to do is we just want to flip this level. That's all we're looking to do. 195 3/4. If we can flip that, then that puts us in a pretty good position for it possibly test at least the high of this long red candle. The majority of the other names, frankly, are going to be predicated upon what I saw today happen in semiconductors. SOXL is going to be on the list as a buy. We talked about this yesterday. You have to trade what's in front of you. So when we're looking at this and we see the SOX breaking down here, we don't know that we're going to get a massive reversal that's going to take this up 14%, right? No one's aware of that. You're looking at this, you have this little hanging pattern right here. Looks like we could break. You get this little move that gives us a big, powerful push. This picked a direction, and we're going to get more into that and talk about where the next resistance points are. But in regards to this trade, all you're looking to do is get up and in. So really what you're looking to do is flip to 42 1/4. If you flip 42 1/4 tomorrow, this can push, and this can push up to 48.09 fairly quickly. Now, again, it's the pattern. There's a specific pattern that's working. Getting over the 50 and making a higher high. Here you are again. If you go through your positions, if you're not doing this right now, you might want to look at different stocks. As always, subscribe to the channel, click all notifications. I put out timely private videos, and the only way to see those is if you're subscribed and you click the bell for all notifications. Today we went over the index levels and Tesla as well and Nvidia, and it would have been helpful to see. So now what do we do? Well, now we know that the SOX is flipping, right? SOXL, but why is it flipping? What made it flip? And we're going to jump around a little bit here today and stick with this theme. So here's how you broke down. So no one is going to look at this and suggest that we're going to wind up reversing and redoing everything that we just broke. But that's exactly what happened. So this is an extremely powerful pattern, and I want to explain why. When you are in a bearish pattern and you reverse with a confirming bullish pattern, okay, those breakouts are usually extremely powerful, because what you've done is you've washed everybody else out, and now they have to come back in and buy. So think about it. You go in and you're looking at this and you're either one short or two second guessing your semiconductor positions, like we all were yesterday, right? We rejected the 50, we rejected the 200, and remember this wedge line that we had that was right here. Now, if you remember this wedge line, look, we broke that wedge line, okay? So by breaking that wedge line right here, we had 3 confirmation pieces that this was bearish. Now, today we have flipped the 50, flipped the 200, and closed over the previous high wick. So that's a confirmation move. There's no other way around it. It's no longer debatable whether or not we see continuation or don't see continuation. You have to trade what's in front of you. This is what's in front of us. Does it fit the theme of what is working in the market right now? Are we above the 50-day? Yes. Are we above the recent high? Yes, we are. That's it. It's risk on. And now what your goals are is to control your risk and use money management principles to trade around what's actually going on here so that you can make money. So based upon that, you see a higher high tomorrow, the whole semi industry is going to push, and there's nothing to really stop it until we get up here. So you're going to see we're pretty heavily laden with semiconductor trades besides the SOXL. So we're going to talk about Nvidia. So Nvidia, complete breakdown, but look at this pattern. From this line over, look at this. 271.57, bonk, bonk, support flips to, right? Flips right here to resistance, bonk, right? Tries again, bonk, bonk, finally breaks, giving you that patent middle finger, right? Pattern that we talk about. And that's it, it's on, it's risk on. So now you have a bunch of fund managers that have delevered. Goldman Sachs had a statement where they came out and said that the majority of funds have delevered from tech. So how do you think that's going to go when they start seeing moves like this? And that's why I saw this volume come in today. Now, you make a higher high tomorrow off of this, you can pin to 300 fairly quickly. I don't know if you're going to do it on an option X like tomorrow. You have a lot of people that have taken their option positions off because last week was quad witching. So you can see something like that. But this can get to 300 fairly quickly within a week or two. 304.68 would be your next real level. There might be a little bit here, right at this little doji, but just watch that tomorrow. But I'm really shooting for the threes, and I think it's very doable at this time. It just was an extremely powerful move. And if you look at this, what was crazy was they were telegraphing it. Even when we were selling down and we looked like we got the fake 15-minute orb trade today, they reversed that, broke out. And if you compare this to what happened with the Qs, even when the Qs were dipping and Tesla was selling off, Nvidia was just grinding higher. So there were some signs of this. But you really wanted to be cautious because this is pretty nasty stuff in here and you were just waiting for the reversal. It just never happened. So again, trade what's in front of you. Now, a lot of people know that I really like these kinds of positions. And there's a very specific pattern associated here. And I've done quite well with them for years. I'm just going to show you this. So this is the upper channel. Now this is when most people will panic. Because you're out of the channel. I'm going to just be very specific about this. When you break these upper channels, you can go parabolic. Okay, that's usually what will happen in a strong market. You now have a strong market. Whether or not we had one yesterday is irrelevant. You have one today. It's very hard for someone to look at these indexes, which we're about to do, and say that you should be in a position that we're going to go down. It's just not feasible to have that kind of argument right now. And we're going to talk about it. 24 hours really changed what's going on out there. Now, this break and a break like this, all you're looking for is just to get over 622.85. For those people that are playing options, can you play options on this? Yes, you can. And we're going to talk about why in a minute. We're going to talk about where the VIX is and why it's advantageous to start looking at option positions now. In regards to this theme, we're going to stick with a theme, and the theme is going to be semiconductors. Now, I could list a litany of names that look like this. I would tell you to stay away from the equipment manufacturers like AMAT and those names because they move secondary. You're just beginning the first move. Just keep that in mind. So they did move a little bit today, but they're not going to move like Nvidia, AVGO. They're just not going to have the move at first. So what you're going to see here is a nice little break. Again, this is about as bullish as you can get. You're here. Your open is the low, your close is the high. Look at where you're setting up, the top of this. You're right there. What was the high of this, right? 627. Get over 627 and a half, and you could see yourself working this up to 640, and then finally getting back up to here to 671. Now, please comment on these videos. I find it extremely helpful. It lets me talk about the things that you find most important. That's why you're starting to see the indexes again, the sectors again. Also, you'll notice I don't run ads on purpose because I don't want to waste people's time. If you could support the channel with a like and share this video on your social media, it would be appreciated. The more people we get in here, the better it is for everybody. And we just get more ideas. Let's talk about the Qs for a moment. Broke the 50, needed to clear 357.09. Now we watched this all day today. All day, right? And here failed, broke down, failed, right? It's been doing this all week. Today, it broke out. It's undeniable what happened today. It's very obvious that this is now a support level and it needs to be respected as a support level, but that's a breakout. So no matter how you want to look at this, that's a breakout. Now, does that mean you're going straight up and all your trades are going to work now? No, it does not. But what it does mean is that you have a pretty clear shot to test this 200-day moving average now. And by rule of thumb, if this can move that percentage, then an underlying sector can move 3 times that, such as the stocks. So let's say that we can move 2.5%. That means the stocks can move somewhere between 7 to 10%, and names in the stocks could move somewhere between 20 to 30%. It's very achievable. I like this, and I think that this could rally up here. For those that don't want to play individual names, TQQ is a great way to play this right now. Just buy the breakout. Same thing here, SPXL. If you want to play it. This is not, again, this is not up for debate on what's happened here. You can see it. Some could make this argument that there is a resistance point right here, and they're right. You can see it in here, how this was support, flips to resistance, right? Can't stay over it, resistance. So they are right. There is some here, and just watch it. But I do think that you're going to get through that. Now, in regards to the stocks, we addressed it, but let's look at this a little bit more. You're over the 200. It's been about 4 weeks since you've done that. You're over the 21, which is pointing up. Now, I don't really need to put these in, but we're going to the 8 and the 5. Pretty clear what's going on there right now, right? You're above those, and they're all curling up. So it's a matter of time before you start seeing the 50 start to lift, and the 200's already pointing up. So getting to this level is not unrealistic in a very short period of time. But the big winners that we should be focused on are the 10-year, just hanging in there and trading exactly like this. And then look at this, what's going on with the VIX. So the VIX completely imploded. And I was just talking earlier about why you want to start looking at options. As the VIX implodes, and this is what you've done in a very short period of time, okay, 43%, 2 weeks. So that's what you've done. So your options now, buying calls, has gotten way more lucrative because the implied volatility has dried up.